Hi everyone, Armored Pants here, and I have another video for you in the Premier Russian line, and this is the Tier 8 ISU-130. It's a tank destroyer, and as always we will have a look at tech spec, and we will use blitzhanger.com, an excellent resource for all blitzers, to do that. Now this is the last video in our Corona support series, so there's a 6-digit code hidden in the video somewhere. This is the last one. There has been 2 already. Collect all 3. If you have all 3, then you can email me. Email address is coming up here. It's armoredpants@gmail.com, and then we will randomly pick a winner. You have to be a subscriber as well, of course. Randomly pick a winner, and that winner will get a premium tank. Any premium tank which is in the shop, not in crates, but any premium tank which is for sale in the shop on March 24th to March 26th. When we will announce the winner. Winner to be announced here on channel and on various Facebook pages on March 24th. So you've plenty of time to get your answers in. Now, in terms of the tanks itself, I would run condensed milk to max out the view range and the reload. This is a good premium tank, I have to say. I like it. It's not that expensive. I think it was about €20 when I got it. The 130mm gun gives great pen, 245mm of pen if you use gun rammer, 257 if you use calibrated shells. I use gun rammer. I like the faster reload, but it's up to you. 215 or 226 pen with Pramo, depending on whether you use gun rammer or calibrated shells, and 530 DP versus 460 with AP. So you're probably thinking, what? Yes, that's right. The Pramo has less pen and does more damage, so just be aware of that. It's very unusual. HE gives you 65 or 72mm, which is and 600 damage points, depending on whether you use gun rammer or calibrated shells. Now, muzzle velocity is 870 meters per second. It's slow, so therefore reuse supercharge, get it up to 1131 meters per second, and all shells have the same muzzle velocity, so shell management is quite easy in this tank. Now the reload is 8.96 seconds if you use gun rammer, 9.63 if you use calibrated shells, which is really good, and the DPM in this tank is great because you've great pen too. And the gun system has an added bonus, which we'll look at in a second. Now it does have poor gun alignment because it only has 6 degrees of gun depression, 13 in elevation. So when you're in some sniping positions in this, it's difficult to get your gun aligned with the enemy because of that limited depression and elevation. It does 43 kilometers per hour in forward, 12 in reverse, and it has decent power to weight ratio, so it's pretty mobile TD. It gets around the map, and you're going to see that in the gameplay. This tank can get around the map. It is a mobile TD. Concealment numbers are good, so something with a 304 view range like an RU, which is one of the best in its tier, has to get within 187 meters of you to spot you, so the concealment is very good. That, of course, if you run camo net, which I recommend you do. And then even when firing, you still are concealed up to 233 meters. And as we know, it takes around 11 seconds to reset camo. So when you fire, reset camo, and then you're back down to your max camo numbers. Looking at the relative armor numbers in this tank, you can see that it is possible to side scrape. Of course, side scraping in no turret is much more difficult, but in a pinch, you can side scrape in this tank. With its traverse, its reload, and its power to weight ratio, this tank is an effective brawler and will take a lot of medium tanks by surprise. And with that pen and that DPM, especially if you drop adrenaline, this tank is a good brawler. It is not to be trifled with. Now we talk about the gun system, right? The gun system has something else going for it. It has really low dispersion. Dispersion, or probably a better description of dispersion, is max deviation is only 0.277. What does that mean? That's if you use refined gun, so I would use refined gun. What does that mean? Well, it means that at 100 meters, the maximum deviation from the center of the target that you can be is 27.7 centimeters, which is really good, especially for a Russian tank. And you're going to see that the gun handling in this tank in the game is really good, and you can make shots that you can't make with many Russian tanks. Those of you who play Russian tanks a lot will know the gun handling is not great on them. The gun handling on this tank is great, particularly if you max out the muzzle velocity and max out the dispersion numbers by using refined gun to get them down as low as possible. That 0.277 is really good. I want to see that when we look at this gameplay here. Supremacy map on Canyon. Now, what I do here at the start is, because this tank is mobile, I'm going to run to support my team spotting at B. If you've seen our advanced tactics on Blitz here, one of the things we discuss is how each tank type on the team has to understand the role of the other tanks in the team, and act accordingly and adopt positions to support them, and vice versa. It's a symbiotic relationship. So what I'm doing here is I am going towards a position where I can actually support my mediums who are going to spot at B. I thought I might be able to support them there if they were attacked early on, but they're not, so I'm going to move on. And this position here with this rock and this soft cover is a very good position, particularly if you have a TD with a big gun that can do a lot of HE splash damage, because you can get shots onto the enemy here as they pop over and try to get shots onto your allies who are spotting up at B. So this is a good support position. Now in this occasion it doesn't actually work, but that doesn't mean it wasn't the right thing to do, and it's not good practice. So what I decide to do is, there's no point staying there. I have no targets, I have no field of fire, so I decide to move up and support my enemy. And again, you see what I'm talking about when in the tech spec. This tank is mobile, it's agile. I've just come across the whole back of that map now, and now we're going to see the good gun handling in action, right? This tank has really good gun handling, and you're going to see it in action here in a sequence of shots that would not be possible in other Russian tanks. Now again, also we're going to see the agility here. As I roll back, he misses. We'll slow that down again, and this is the power to weight ratio in action. I roll back, force the Yak Tiger to miss. You can see a shell hitting the masonry in the building there, and that really is one of the strengths of this tank. It is mobile, it's agile, it's nimble, it's not a cumbersome TD, you know. And of course that ability to move compensates for the lack of a turret, and why it has such good traverse. You saw there again, slow that down so you can have a look at that gun handling. And there's a couple of shots coming up here. Look at this. This gun handling is really good, and the shot here on the T-32 is an even better example. But again, just before we look at that again, look at that. You wouldn't always make that with a Russian gun system. And again, look at this. I had a needle stuff. Slow it down so we can have a look at it. Just there is the smallest target there, and bam, and a 428 roll, and we're up to over 2.3k of damage already, and we are only not even 2.5 minutes into the game. And just think about that, we're 2.5 minutes into a game in a tier 8 TD, and we've done that much damage. And why? Well, it's exactly because of the assets and strengths of this tank, which we discussed. Its speed, its mobility, its agility, and that good gun handling, that gun system. That's what allowed us to do that damage. A slower TD, or a TD without that accurate gun system, would not have been able to do so much damage, because it wouldn't have been able to get into those positions. Switched up to HE to try to get a shot on him. Didn't work, and took a HE shot on him, and I got a low roll. Just about to take another one to smash him, and he moves off, and I fluffed a shot. Now I haven't used much Pramo in this because I didn't really need to, and I was trying to earn credits because I was grinding up through different lines of time. But again, another thing to remember about this tank is that the Pramo, just like the ISU-130, for those of you who've played it, does more damage than the normal AP rounds, but it has less pen, so it's the inverse of most Pramo that you will have played. But just keep that in mind. So there we go, mastery game, almost 3.5k of damage. Myself and the Tiger 2, bit of a carry there, even though we were up tiered, 2 tier 8s carrying the game for the team. See their statistics, 9 shots, 9 penetrations, damage on the Yag Tiger, Tiger 2, T-32, and the AMX 5100 at the end. We'll have a look at the credits. This tank, by the way, has a credit coefficient of 170%, so it's a good credit earner too, as you would hope a premium tank would be. And it's not that expensive either, so if you like TDs, you like premium TDs, I could definitely recommend this tank to you. I certainly enjoyed playing it. I have another mastery game as well, which I'm going to put to some music and put up on channel over the next few days as well. So overall, a good example of playing this tank, a good example of its strengths. So let's have a recap on those now before we finish. So this is a good TD, and it is a good premium, right? With 170% credit coefficient, and as we said, it's not so expensive. I think I paid around €20 for it. So for tier 8 premium, not so bad. Good DPM, good rate of fire, nice alpha rolls as you saw, and it's agile and mobile, especially for a TD. It gets around the map. You saw in that game, it's able to get around the map if it's necessary. 130mm gun system is unusual. The Pramo has less pen and more damage, so it's the inverse of Pramo in most gun systems. 113 meters per second with muzzle velocity on AP, HE and the Pramo. 6 degrees gun depression, so you've limited gun alignment. Be aware of that, particularly when you're adopting sniping positions on elevated or hilly positions. Low dispersion or maximum deviation is excellent and gives it very good gun handling, better than most Russian gun systems. I would use supercharged, refined gun and camo net. It's a good combination of this tank. It has decent traverse, which makes this tank a surprisingly good brawler and will take many medium tanks by surprise. The music, by the way, was Ravel's Bolero, which is a fantastic piece of music, and we also from the original soundtrack of Warcraft The Horde, which is a great piece of music, very fitting, very well written score for that movie. So overall, I think this is a good premium tank, a good premium TD, good gun system, mobile, agile, and I would definitely recommend it if it comes into the store again if you are a TD player. So cheers Mush, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, hope you found it useful, and I guess all that now remains for me to say is, as always, pants off.